Hi and welcome to Word Magic, and today the word magic is important because we're going to be talking about oracle decks. I had mentioned last week that I thought I might do some reviews of some decks, and today I'm going to show you a few of the oracle decks that I have recently bought and tell you what I like about them and what I don't. So if that interests you, stick around and we'll get started here. A little about me first. I am Yasmine Galenorn. I am a New York Times, USA Today, and Publishers Weekly best-selling author, and I write urban fantasy and paranormal romance. I wrote nonfiction metaphysical a long time ago, books on magic and tarot, and meditation, and I have been in the craft since I was 19, so that's almost 40 years. I'm 58 now. So I have a lot of experience. I'm not Wiccan, but I consider myself a shamanic witch, and I have developed my own path, and some of it you'll find in my book, Embracing the Moon. Some of it I've evolved since then. But I've got a lot of experience with this. I read professionally on tarot cards for years, from 1987 for over 12, 13 years until I finally decided to retire from the public and focus on the books. Reading for the public takes a lot of energy. I started reading the cards in 1981, so I had 6 years experience before I ever stepped out into the public eye. So let's talk about oracle decks today. Oracle decks are different from tarot decks because most tarot decks have a standard number of cards, and they have 4 suits and then the major arcana. The suits are usually wands, chalices, pentacles, and swords. You'll find in some decks it's discs instead of pentacles. In some decks it's athames instead of swords, but it's all basically the same concept. And almost every tarot deck, except for 1 or 2 that I've encountered, have a standard number of cards, 78, and there are 13 cards in each suit, which go from ace through 10, and then page or princess, knight, queen, and king. Some decks have a little alteration on that as well. So there are 52 cards in the minor arcana, and that leaves 21 in the major. Now, I wrote a book on tarot, understanding the major arcana for tarot. It's called Tarot Journeys. It's out there in e-format now. I republished it. However, I'm going to be redoing the cover, and we're going to be putting out a version in print very soon. So, and if you want it now, you can get it, but if you want to wait till it's back in print, or if you want to wait till I've reformatted it and put a pretty new cover on it, that's fine too, if you're interested in it. So here we go. Oracle decks. Oracle decks can have any number of cards, and usually they're kind of around a theme. Like this one is Spirit of the Animals. They usually have incredible art from what I've seen. In fact, I buy a number of decks because of the art. I have probably over 50 decks now, combined tarot and oracle decks. And some are better than others. Some are almost self-explanatory the way the pictures go. I'm trying to get a good view where the light doesn't shine on this. This is a beautiful pastoral picture of dragonfly, and it's Spirit of the Animals Oracle by Jody Bergsma. I like this deck. I saw it and I wasn't sure, but I went ahead and bought it, and I'm really happy that I did. So it comes with a booklet, which the booklet is actually fairly robust for an Oracle deck booklet. I find a lot of Oracle decks, the booklets with them are not exactly the most wordy in a good way. They tend to be very short on what the meanings are for a number of Oracle decks, but this one is not too bad. It also comes with this, which is like a layout sheet, and I'm not going to unfold it here. It's very pretty. It almost looks like a poster. I haven't used it yet because I have my own layouts. Here are the card back. Here are the card backs with wolf and eagle and bear. I think that's bear. And buffalo. And they have webbing. And looks like the cosmos behind them. Very pretty. And you can see it looks like the elements here would have air and, well, I wouldn't put wolf and fire, but maybe they do. Buffalo would be north, of course, and then we have water over there. That's what it makes me think of. But so I like the size of this deck. I tend to like bigger cards. I have small hands, but I tend to work better with bigger cards. So, you know, it's like they're not that hard to shuffle. And how many cards are there in this deck? I am not certain. I did not read that. I tend not to notice unless it seems either very large or very small. Now, one thing I do like about this booklet, by the way, is it is done in alphabetical order with the cards. So it's much easier to find rather than if they all have different numbers. I've had some Oracle decks that drive me nuts because the numbers seem kind of, they don't make a lot of sense in terms of order, and they don't put an index in it, so it's really hard to find what card you're looking for. But these are in alphabetical order, so I like that. 51 animal spirit cards, 1 personal choice card, 116-page illustrated guidebook, custom power animals spreadsheet. I'll read the blurb on the back of this. Animal totems and their powerful medicine have held spiritual and cultural significance throughout history. Spirit of the Animals Oracle guides you on a journey to get to know 51 different animal helpers. By learning about each animal's special gifts, you will be able to determine which animal's stories speak to you. As they share their wisdom and healing energy, you will discover and connect with your own inner strength. The way I use an Oracle deck is usually pulling one card to find out what the energy for a day is or what the energy for a situation is. Sometimes I'll use them more like a tarot deck, but I tend to pull one card at a time. Okay, the way I'm going to do this is I'm going to hold it up here. Now the artwork is incredible on this. I think it's just beautiful. And I'm not sure whether she illustrated the deck herself or whether someone else did, but the artwork speaks to me. It's magical, and on each card it has a saying, like with unicorn, infinite possibilities, and it says, you are the sovereign of the seen and unseen worlds. The magic of love surrounds you. Beauty transforms you. Listen to the spirits of light. Abandon the darkness. Go beyond the ordinary and become the legendary. So in a way, you almost don't need the booklet. The saying on it is usually enough to give you an idea of what it's trying to tell you. I'll show you a few others. This is the personal choice card, which is a beautiful mount scene. Looks like our Mount Rainier, actually. We live in a beautiful area here. And here is elk, nobility. So these cards are lovely. I have used it for a while now. Here's bear. As I was saying, bear is one of my important animals last week when I was doing a planning video. I have used this and I am using it more. I find myself going back to it. It's not one that I use a couple times and put away. So I think this is going to become an important addition to my Oracle deck collection. So yes, I like this deck. And by the way, I'm not being paid or I'm not receiving anything free for talking about these decks. I'm giving you my honest opinion. I've bought all of them myself. Here's a deck. I don't have the box for it anymore because the box was just too big. The deck itself is called the Enchanted Oracle. The book is called Destiny's Portal. There was a big mix-up. My niece and I were trying to figure this out, and we finally figured out that they just, I think this was what the deck used to be called. The art is Jessica Galbraith's art before she decided to become a staunch Christian again, or since. I'm not going to say more on my feelings on that, but the artwork is beautiful, and I just take it as it was when she painted it, as opposed to how she feels about it now. Barbara Moore has done a number of tarot decks, a number of oracle decks. She's written a lot of them, and the cards are basically Jessica's artwork. And some of these are kind of muted. Now, my niece bought a deck. I mean, as a, it's like, my niece bought a deck, and her cards seem to be brighter than mine. So we're not sure. Maybe I got an old set, or maybe there was uneven printing, something. I will say that I've been using this deck the past few days for my daily cards, and so far I like it. I love the artwork. I've always loved her artwork. There goes a card. But Barbara Moore's work in terms of writing up the meanings really speaks to me, and each meaning has a visualization and a spell with it, and the oracle message. I like that. Sometimes you need to be the dragon for Dragoness. And there are not as many cards in this. I think there are like 34, 35, maybe 40. But I feel it was worth my money, and I'm still unsure about how much I'll be using this, but right now I do like it. What I find funny? The card that dropped, I can't find. It's under my computer on the floor, or it's under my desk, and I'm going to take that as a meaning that I need to use one of the other decks for a while. I'll have to search for it tomorrow. But I find that fascinating because, as I was saying, I'm not sure how long I'm going to be using this, and then boom, a card vanishes under my desk somewhere. And believe me, it's hard to get things out from under parts of my desk. So we'll see what goes on. Okay, this last deck I'm going to talk about today is Nature's Whispers. I'll figure this out one day. Nature's Whispers Oracle Cards. And it's by Angela Hartfield and Josephine Wall. Josephine Wall did the illustrations. She does a lot of beautiful cards, greeting cards, especially blank ones. Actually, some of my readers have received them when they receive, you know, contest prizes and stuff. So some of you who may be listening have received some of those cards in the past, the greeting cards. This deck includes 50 cards and a guidebook. Nature is continually enticing us to spend time in her embrace, through the calling of birds, the babbling of brooks and streams, the fragrant smell of the flowers, and the whispers of the trees as the wind blows through their branches. Through this vibrant deck, featuring the exquisite artwork of Josephine Wall, nature beckons you to experience a world of profound beauty and timeless wisdom. Reignite your connection to the great spirit of Mother Earth and tap into the profound peace, healing, and guidance she offers us, if we only take a moment to listen. Now, the booklet that goes with it, it's okay. It's actually better than some I've seen. Seems a little sparse in some ways, but I haven't used this deck a whole lot yet. But because, well, one, I just got it recently, and I've been using other decks. But I'm going to show you some of the artwork. And this is Love Matters. And yeah, you can't see all of it that well on here. Trust Your Own Understanding. And it has the name of the card on the bottom and the number, which is nice. I like that because then it's easier to look up in the booklet. Inner Truths. I love this card. There's a little girl standing here, and she's holding a candle and looking at this like gateway into this tree. And there's this world through this tree here. And it's just the way I feel about nature. It's a bunch of portals into different worlds. Amplify your positive emotions. Be gentle with yourself. That's a good reminder for people. Maintain your childlike spirit. That one's harder to see because of the colors. It's very pastel. Oh, this one's nice. Assurance. And it's a tree with many creatures inside of it, as far as I can tell, and beings hiding in the tree, and a woman coming out of the tree. So this is a beautiful deck. I'm not sure how I will be using it, but I am going to start soon and see what I think about it. So those are 4 of the Oracle decks that I own. And I love all of the artwork. You know, I wouldn't not buy any of them again. And some of them I think will become staples. At the Spirit of the Animals, I'm pretty sure will become a staple when I work. And they gave you an empty card in here. And sometimes that's very handy. I use those empty cards sometimes to write something down that's personal to me, that sometimes I need to remember. And if I pull it, you know, then it's like, oh, I need to remember that. Now I wanted to show you another purchase I made from Olive. I think it's Archer and Olive. And it's got cat hair on it. Oh my God. That's kind of embarrassing. But, you know, I've got cats. But I love this. It's black pages. And I bought some white pens to write on it in. And I thought I would use this maybe for a dream journal. It was expensive, but it has a pen loop and gilt edges, and the moon phases on the front. And I absolutely love it. I'm almost afraid to write in it because it's so beautiful. But you know, what's the use of having things if you don't use them? Having things you love if you don't use them. So I will be starting to write in it. And I think I will keep it for dreams, because that way it doesn't matter if I fill it up fast or fill it up slow. And there'll be dreams that I want to remember, that I need to remember for some reason. So anyway, I won't, you know, it's like this one, if I put stickers in, it'll be very limited because it just looks so elegant to me. I never thought about getting a black paged journal, But that is driving me nuts. Hold on 1 second. A little trick for those of you who have cats or other animals. If you haven't seen it, strapping tape can take off lint. I've used this on clothes. I've used this on so many things to pull off the lint on stuff. See how much better that looks along here. And just do the back. And yeah, it's going to get cat hair on it again because, you know, I have 4 cats and they come in my office and they like to help me. But, you know, it's like for now, and whenever it gets too full of cat hair, there, all nice and tidy again. So I guess that's it for this time. Next time, I'll probably be answering reader questions, talking about writing. But I thought you would just maybe enjoy a video about some of my decks. I've had some requests for it. So the next time I do a deck video, I'll do some tarot decks that I have. And I will talk to you later. Take care, people. Like this video if you enjoyed it. Subscribe to my channel if you want to hear more, and hit the ringer bell to get notifications of when I've got a new video out. I'm working on getting towards, I'd like to get to 1,000 subscribers before the end of the year. We'll see if that happens. But thank you for being here with me and talking about oracle decks and divination and prognostication. I think I said that wrong. It doesn't matter. Have a great day. Bright blessings.